So everybody got your paints ready? So today we are going to have, I haven't done this for so long online. I might sound funny. So we are going to have red, yellow, blue, black, and white. And those are our primary colors. And I generally always try to use primary colors. So go ahead and get your colors poured. Any color will do in red, any kind of yellow, any kind of blue. You'll just end up with a little bit different color system than us, but that's fine. So go ahead and get your red, yellow, blue, black, and white poured. Carmen, are you all poured?
What's that, baby?
I said, are you all poured?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to try to like mix over here, then come over there and paint so that I don't have such a disaster. And I'm just waiting for everybody to get online. Grab your drink, your soda, your popcorn. So the reason that I'm doing this paint party, besides I want to for you, is one of my friends, Wendy, is going to have a group of women that are a little bit older and probably shouldn't ever go into public with the COVID. And they wanted to do a autumn/Halloween party, paint party. And they asked me to do it for them. And I decided I'll just go ahead and do it for all of you. So I went online and tried to find one that I liked, that I thought would be easy for them and then be fun for us and easy for us as well. So this is what I come up with. Okay, I hope everyone's poured. If you're not, you can pause me. Okay, so we need to start out with orange. So how do we make orange? Orange is red and yellow mixed together. So take your red and take your yellow and pull some out of your section. And again, I'm not going to show my mixing as much this time, but just go ahead and grab some of your yellow and pull it out of your pile. And you're going to want quite a bit because orange is going to be one of our main colors. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull some red out and mix those two together. And then if you want it lighter, of course, you're going to add white. But let's go ahead and just have one solid, hard color for a minute. Get that all mixed up. And if you don't like what you've got, you can go ahead and add more yellow to your color, or you can add more red. But that's what I have. And then what I'm going to do is take some of that color and pull out white like this and mix some of that orange over here on the edge of my white. That way I have all these different colors of orange. And you know, if you don't like that color of orange and you want to have it a little bit brighter, you just come over here and get a little bit more of that orange that you made, bring it over there. So that is our orange. Oranges. Just mix that up really good. Okay. So I've got my light orange mixed up over there. And then I've got my dark one over here, which I'm going to kind of lighten up because I have white in that brush, which it ended up being kind of better for me. I kind of like that color. Hope you can see that. Just make sure you mix it up really good so it has a gluey look to it. Okay, you guys ready? Pause me if you're not. Okay, let's look here. All right, well, it kind of looks like they did sort of a plaid thing. I don't know if you guys are wanting the plaid. You can do that because this is really not a realistic painting. It's more of just for Halloween and autumn. So let's go ahead and clean our brushes off. And the one I'm using is just a big flat brush. I figured since this one's fun, we can just do whatever we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that brush cleaned off a little bit. And I'm just kind of sticking with that little plaid design for a minute, just through here. And that's with that darker orange that we had made. I'm cleaning off my brush for a minute by just going and sweeping it through there in that little plaid format, like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab some of that light orange that we had made. And with that one, I'm going to go ahead and kind of fill in some of those blanks like this. Can you see through me, Carmen?
Yeah.
All right. Get some more of that lighter stuff again. Come over here. Maybe over here, make some more plaids with the lighter orange. Try not to have it too thick, you guys, so that you have more, you don't have to wait so long for it to dry. And I'm going to go ahead and go with some of my dark orange, that first orange that we used. And I'm going to go ahead and use some of that down here. Maybe make my plaid a little smaller. And then I'm going to go with light orange this time. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in some of those little sections I didn't hit last time. Can you see through my arm? Can you see it wiggling? Let's get closer. I don't know how I could have flappy arms as much as I've been paddling my boat, but what do you do? What do we care? Okay, so we kind of got that down for a minute. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get a little more darker orange over here. I just saw what I want. So about right here, let's go ahead and make that kind of bright at the bottom. Can you see that? There you go. I hope everyone's having fun. I hope my gals are having fun. I don't know if they're doing this tonight or if they're going to do it another evening. So I'm kind of off at the bottom because we're going to have a little bit of dirt right there, a little dirt looking thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and take our yellow that we have, whatever color yellow you have. I'm going to take some of that yellow and pull it out, and then I'm going to pull out some white, and I'm going to make a lighter yellow. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and move this over here for a minute. So here's my yellow. I'm going to grab some of that yellow, some of that white, and I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to make it a pretty yellow. So I'm going to have probably a fraction of the yellow color and then more of the white. So it's kind of a brighter white versus a mustard, because that's the color of yellow I kind of have going on. So about right there is what I've got. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit up some of those spots in the middle here. I hope you guys can see that good. Try to make sure you don't have any canvas showing. when you're all done with this little upper half. And you'll notice, you know, when you start to go across it, it kind of gives it this weird little hazy look. I like that. You don't have to get that if you don't want it, but I kind of like it. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and make our moon really quick with that yellow that we've made. So let's go ahead right at wherever you want your moon, but I think I'm going to have mine be about right here. So just go ahead and don't make it really dark right now because you can add more color to it in a minute. Okay. And I ended up using a little bit darker yellow on mine so you could see where it is a little bit better. So I just made a little bit of, instead of my yellow being quite so whitish, I added more yellow to it just so it could stand out. And then you could even add the lighter yellow back on the top of it, maybe in the center, so it kind of comes out. And if you have the center a little bit brighter, a little bit lighter, it kind of looks like it's coming out at you, okay? All right, now let's go ahead and go back into that dark orange that we first initially had. So I went ahead and got some of the dark orange that we made. If you don't have any more, we all know how to make it. Just make yourself some more. And just fill in other parts of your canvas that you didn't get done. How you doing, Carm?
I'm doing good, baby.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. So I'm leaving tomorrow to go see my sister. And she's having surgery done, actually brain surgery. And I wanted to make sure that I took care of this paint class for these lovely gals before I left, and I ran out of time. So tonight is the night. So I hope everybody's having fun. Okay, I hope you're caught up. If you're not, you all know that you can pause me. But now we're going to go ahead and start with this dark brown right here. So brown. Brown, you can make brown a lot of different ways. Buying brown is much easier. But what we can do is take some of that, go ahead and take a little bit of blue. Some blue. Some red. And a tiny bit of yellow. And you should come up with like something that's kind of purple. And then if you want it to be more of a brown, just keep adding a little more yellow to it until you come up with the color you like. So basically, it's all your primary colors distributed in a way that comes up with the color you want. So red, yellow, and blue. I usually will start out with more of the purple, which is red and blue. And then you got your purple, and then you just add your yellow to start uglying it up and making it brown. So now we're going to just make the earth. So just go ahead and paint that bottom area with brown. Can you see that? Carmen, can you see that?
I can see that.
Awesome. And you don't have to put it on there thick. You can just go ahead and get that brush cleaned off and then go ahead and get more and then clean off your brush again. And that way it will pick up and let you see some of those colors in there that we made. Those oranges, if you didn't blend them all the way, sometimes you'll get a little streak of more of an orange color, and then maybe a little bit of yellow. So I'm scrumbling a little bit, but not a lot because I like this brush. Scrumbling is just basically, you know, with your, yeah. Basically annihilate your brush. Okay, so get that brush all cleaned off and you've got your brown. Okay, now let's go ahead and we need to add a little bit of, oh, we got some pumpkins, you guys. So let's go ahead and make some pumpkins off in this corner here, like they have. So what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to clean my brush because we kind of cleaned it off here, right? Yeah. So let's take our yellow and our red and make us some more orange. And this time we're not going to add any white to it. We're going to make it kind of a darker one. So your orange, if you want it more of a yellow orange, well then add more yellow than red, vice versa. So what I'm going to do is add lots of, excuse me, I got hiccups, a lot of yellow and just a little bit of red. And that way I have a really bright orange and no white. And I'm going to make two little pumpkins over here. So we're going to make some easy pumpkins. We're going to go ahead and just go whoop on one side and whoop on the other. Wait for that to dry so we can fill that in. And let's go ahead and make pumpkin number 2. And this one, I'm going to make him long and tall like that. Just like that. And again, I have to wait for it to dry because you can see my ground. So basically, you just need to be a little patient here. Have maybe a sip of your drink or go to the bathroom. Maybe not. But what I'm saying is you got to kind of let it dry. Actually, I had a drink of wine and now I want some tea. I'm thirsty. Okay, so I don't think that's quite dry yet. So let's try it again. If we didn't make it too thick, maybe, you know, what we could do is add a tiny bit of white to that orange. Just a tiny bit. And that will make it more opaque. And opaque means you can't see through it. So watch, this is just from adding a little bit of white. See how it changed that color up a bit? But it's still not going to do what we want it to do till we dry. So I'm going to take the opportunity to wash my brush. And I encourage you to do so too. We'll just come back to that in a minute. But I think we need to do one more thing to our moon. Let's make it a little bit brighter. So we've got that first yellow on there. So let's add a little more. Let's go ahead and make the yellow that you like. And I am going to just make mine a little bit more like a lemon, a really pretty lemon on mine. Hi, Claire. Are you seeing Grandma? My little granddaughter is doing this, and maybe my grandson, or maybe even both my granddaughters. So anyway, I hope they are. They're having fun. So did you see how different the moon looks because we gave it a chance to dry? The yellow dried, and once it dries, it has the opportunity to get built on. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down a little bit lower so you can see this. All right. I hope people are watching me. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and while I've got this pretty little yellow on there, I'm going to go ahead and go on my pumpkins, and the moon is going to be touching the top of my pumpkin a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of highlight on the top section here. Just like that. Just a little highlight on the top for now. Okay. Then we're going to go back and make some brilliant orange, red, yellow, and no white. No white this time. red and yellow, make orange, and no white. And now we're just going to go ahead and make those pumpkin lines. We'll go through the top, whoop, 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 like that. And the bottom, you can kind of like make it a little bit darker down there. Just like that. Okay, everybody got that? Now we're going to have some leaves on here. So we got to clean our brush off. So let's just go ahead and take our brush and do things like this, just for fun. That'll make it look like there's leaves falling from our tree. Okay. And I think that looks great. You can add more leaves if you want. It is your painting. Maybe here just some that are not so recognizable. Okay, how's that? Let's go ahead and get this brush cleaned off. Okay, now we're going to make our fence. So we need to make our fence kind of a brown color. So to make our brown color, let's go ahead and take that orange that we've had. Or we can make some more. So it's red, yellow, mix red and yellow, we'll get an orange, and then add a tap of blue in there until you come up with a brown or a reddish brown or an orangish brown, whatever color of brown you want. You may even want purple. But mix that up really good. So that's, you made your orange and then you add your blue, and that will make your kind of a brown. So now we're going to add our cute little fence. So this fence you can't really see. So let's go ahead and take our brush and go whoop, whoop, like that. Maybe a little higher, like this. And then let's go ahead and make this one right here. And then maybe here. It's kind of crooked right there. And maybe here. This is a very, very old fence. And then don't forget, we're going to have a tree. Can you see through me, Carmen?
I'm trying.
And then just take it and let's go ahead and make the other part of our fence. And just making little strokes. I'm just taking the brush and pulling it down. Maybe this is like the gate part of it. You don't have to make yours like mine. I just always try to make something interesting. And then maybe take some of that brown that we just did, and we could even, whoop. Well, that didn't work for me. So we're gonna have to tap it. So sometimes you have to tap it because the paint's not dry enough. So you can just tap in. See, I'm just tapping that. And all of this is just to give it a little bit more something to look at, huh? And just in case you don't do detail work later, just go ahead and give yourself a stump or a stem. And please take your time and do them nicer if you want to. I'm just trying to hurry through it and help you have fun. Okay. Now's the fun part. We're going to do our tree, and then we'll be done, and we can sign it. And then you don't have to hear me anymore. Come on, you know you like hearing me. So we're going to have two brushes here. We're going to use the brush I'm using right now. So I'm cleaning that out. And then I'm going to get myself a round brush. And I'll show you what one of those looks like. And maybe you have one. If you don't, just use whatever little brush you've got. Herman, do you need a round brush?
I do.
That's okay. Carmen's behind, and you could be behind too. You don't have to be caught up with me. Okay. Now, we're doing the tree. You can do your tree any way you want to do your tree. I just pulled this off the internet and decided that this is how I'm going to do it. But you can do your tree. There's all sorts of different ways to do your tree. But I am going to take it and start it out with this flat brush. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and get paint on both sides of that brush so it seals my brush. Small. So I got brush paint on both sides of black. Okay. And then I'm going to decide where I want my tree to be. So here's their tree, and I don't have to have it be like their tree. So I am not going to have it exactly, but I am going to go ahead and say, here's the center. And I'm going to go ahead and just do something like this to begin with. Kind of figure out where I want my tree. Because I can fix it all later with this small detail brush. But right now, I'm just trying to get it where I think I want my tree to be. About right there. And then maybe I'll have it kind of start twisting around the top here. And I'm just penciling it in right now. Maybe I'll have it come up here, come around. And I'm just tapping it in there. And then maybe I'll have it go, it's going to have it be real thick right there. And maybe have something go on in there. And maybe I'll have something start going on in here. Maybe go up. And then maybe here go around. And that. And maybe have it twist over here. And come around. These are all sorts of crazy. And then have this one. Something like that. That. And that. So that's the start of it. And then the base of it, maybe we'll have come around like this, that, this, that. Okay? Pretty scrawny little tree. And you can have her stay that way if you want it. I don't suggest it. But anyway, that's how I kind of mapped out my tree. And they have this really thick. So I'm probably not going to make mine as thick, just so that you get another idea. So what I'm going to do now is take that same brush, and this time I'm going to be more committed. I wasn't committed at all last time, was I? It's kind of like, maybe here, maybe there. And make sure you have your brush loaded with paint when you're trying to, make these big solid lines. Because if you don't, you'll notice that it starts to get those dots on there. And I don't know, I don't like them. So it is really hard to do those tiny lines once we start to get to them here in a minute. And that's when I'm going to switch over to my round brush. Okay. I'm almost ready to switch over to my round one. I'm just going to thicken this part up right here. And thicken this little base right here. Thicken that one right there. And maybe thicken this right here. Because you know how the trees have their thick part, which is their base. What would you call it? Not your stems. I don't know, my trees. But you know how they have a stronger base. And then their leaves come out. Where their leaves come out, their stems are so much thinner. Okay. I'm starting to make mistakes because I'm wanting to go thick where I can't. All right, maybe a little thicker through there. Maybe a little thicker through there. Maybe a little thick through here. Okay. Now I'm going to wash my brush off and I'm going to move over to another one to start making my little guys. So you go ahead and do that or keep working on yours. Okay, so these are your round brushes, some different kinds. Here's kind of a bigger one. And what I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to take it like with the black and I'll dip it into the black and then I'll roll it so it gets the point nice and sharp, okay? So you just roll that like this. Like this. Or you can take it and dip it really gently into the black and just gently do it that way as well. So I'll practice all of these different types of techniques when you're painting on these fun ones, and then when you're a professional painter, no, but really, when you decide to go do it again, you'll practice, maybe get a paper plate and practice if this is something that you're going to be hanging in your house. But right now, I'm going to make sure that I do have lots of paint on my brush, and I'm going to try to go really fast now so you can see what I'm doing, but then get to your own. So with mine, I'm going to make it be a little thicker, and then I'll start thinning it down more and more as I get towards the edge. And what a lot of us do is we get tired of painting these, and then we start to push harder, or we just get bored and rush through it. I would say if you get bored, go give it a rest. you know, because this is just black paint. You can throw all your other paint away and then come back later and just pour some black paint and just finish this out at a different time. Because I'll tell you what, if you really want it to look nice, you can make these really super fun. And I can go fast because I do this all day long. Well, not all day long, but I do it almost every day. I paint almost every day. So I'm going to be a little bit better than, let's say, Blair or Kaden or anybody that's following me, unless you're an artist and you paint every day, or you're just absolutely talented and don't know that you should be an artist. So, and I'm kind of following the picture a little bit that I used as my example. And I do hope that everyone's having a good time, a good night. Especially moms out there that are being teachers. I don't know what I would have done if I had had to teach Cajun Nick. I don't know. They may not have been around very long. Just kidding. Or am I? Anyway, a big shout out to all the school teachers and the home teaching moms and my sister. I will see her tomorrow. She's going to take me fishing. And I get to see her family. And then she'll have surgery done. And hopefully that goes super well. I anticipate it going super well. Okay. Is everybody having fun? There's just really no fast way of doing this, huh, guys? You've got to plunk it out. You can't just plunk it out. I mean, you just have to slow go and relax, put on some good music after I'm done. If you haven't already done that to drain me out. Carmen, are you draining me out? I haven't heard you for a while.
Yeah,
Good. I notice after a while my hand starts to shake, and I generally will stop painting until I can get that under control. But let's not do that today. Let's get this done for you, huh? Okay. But just make sure you have your nice clean edges, because that's what's going to make your painting really neat. Like right here, it's not very clean, but I'm going to clean it up and it will look so much better. And then over here, I'm going to make this go around and then off. I think that's kind of fun. Like that. It's quiet even at my house. I had music going on one day when I was doing a kids' paint party, and for some odd reason, it was recognized, the song was, and I didn't have rights to that song, so they took it off, and I got a warning. I can't even tell you what song it was, but I was just like, oh, I didn't even realize that I couldn't do that. And so now I'm like scared to have music on at all because I don't want to, especially on this one, because I don't know if my girls are going to be painting with me tonight or if they've got another night planned for this. But this is for what they're going to be doing together with my friend Wendy. It's really important that they can get this done. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is an opposite one over here. Like that. And I know I have little owl lovers. So, you know, there's perfect places to put an owl in this. So you guys could add an owl later on. Some of you might want to put a cat in there. Some of you are sickos and want to put a spider in there. You can make this Halloweeny instead of autumny. You can even make it more autumny instead of Halloweeny. But I would love to see you guys post these on my wall on Facebook when you're done. I love seeing everybody's art. It makes me smile inside, and that's why I do this. I do this for free. All right. Should I go down a little lower? I think I'm going to go one more lower just to make it look more appealing to my eye. So I'm going to do something like that. And let's see. How's that look, Carmen? Do you like that?
Yeah, very cool, baby.
All right. I think that I'm done after I get just a little of these things done. For here. And you can do your pumpkin if you want to. You know, if you want to add little faces in there, it would be really easy. I'm just going to do it for fun. Why not? You don't have to do it, of course. But it made me smile when I was doing it, so I'm glad I did it. Maybe add a little bit of darkness there. And let's put 2020 on it in case somebody wants to use this as a bidding item for one of their fundraisers. If you do want it as a fundraiser, just let me know. And I will get it to Evanston for you and you can pick it up. I don't necessarily like to sign them because these are paint parties, but I will. Okay. So how did everybody do? Did everybody have fun? I hope so. Carmen, can we see yours? Can you pick it up? Let's check out Carmen's now. Yeah.
Hey, everyone.
Here we are, boy. Very nice. Yeah. See, his moon is even bigger than mine. And so you can do it. And he's not done yet, by the way. Here you go, babe. All right. Well, I hope you guys all had fun. Post your pictures on Facebook so I can see them, and maybe we'll do another one again. But this one was especially for those little ladies, and I hope they have fun, and I'd love to see their pictures. Have a good night, everyone. Bye. Maybe.